And Jay was saying this is like you are very giving, like you're very like a giving person.
No question. I try to be. I think that's one of the things that make humans remember, because they're very forgetful beings. When they think, when they think, when they think selfishly, they begin to forget about how important it is to have social interactions with people who are viable, significant. So gifts are kind of grounding principles that anchor you to people. A lot of people don't. It's an art to give giving. A lot of people think it's an art and taking. Yeah, always wanting to receive something. Yeah, where it's two sides to your hand. You can't have this side without this side. So sometimes people get so used to seeing this side of your hand that they start noticing that they lose each time you come around, as opposed to when you use this side of your hand, giving, people are more apt to look forward to actually seeing you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Why do we forget that? Because I feel like when I get success, you almost want to like hoard it off instead of give it away. But then you realize that giving it away was the reason that you got it in the first place. Like you saying forgetful, that is true. It's like you forget almost how you get to where you are.
yeah. Um, it's primarily because humans are they encompass the of the physical world, they encompass also the animal kingdom as well. Even though they try to use their cortex to justify how they are not animals, they still have a primal center of the brain that's similar to serpents and birds, as well as dogs. So, very interesting thing about birds, we always want to wear, if you look in particular cultures, you'll find that you have people wearing birds on their headdress. In the Native Americas, you see this Nigerian piece. This is the crown.
The
It's the
13 omens.
Odus or omens. It's the crown of 13 Odus, and it has 13 birds on it. So the concept of birds is taps into the humans' knowledge that they are very mindful of remembering where they place their food when they go bury it. And they're also mindful of their location. If they were to ever, I don't think they can actually get lost. Same with dogs. People have taken dogs that they've tried to get rid of and then take the dog on 4 and 5 hour trips and just let the dog go. And and with all due respect, think that that's the last time they're gonna see the dog, and the dog be walked all the way back to the house with flawless navigation. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Did something
Yeah.
happen because it
Oh,
did that?
it'll still be recording. I have a.
Okay.
Uh, it's still recording. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's a very interesting feature for humans to identify when we when we seek to be better people. You might have to not be a better human. You might have to tap into the animal kingdom and see how they behave and add it on to your humanity because you're so forgetful. In fact, humans, it take a human, if you notice in the animal kingdom, some animals is born and they got to get it going immediately. They can walk and run as soon as they come out. Humans, you have to be taught to walk. You have to be actually fed. So there's something, this is why we have this this emotional reality in this physical world called love. Because if it didn't exist, all that crying you was doing when you was a baby, somebody would have just threw your ass off a cliff or something in primitive, in a far older, you know,
Yeah.
context where there's nobody, there's no, and people often, and this is really, this is not unrealistic. This is real. People are still performing what they would infanticide, killing seeds. They, you know what I mean? Because they are forgetful or they don't have enough love. So when you see the gift giving part, it's also sometimes people give to expect to receive, but there's something that you receive that nobody can ever give you.
Yeah.
And you can't give nothing unless you got something. So sometimes we prove our wealth and our viability and our purpose in the world by having and being able to extend the courtesy of actual sharing. You know what I'm saying? And that's some powerful shit when you think if you use sharing as you use it as a spiritual energy, you can actually use it for creative purposes to create a reality for yourself and others if you but only knew how to give gifts. And sometimes gift giving ain't giving somebody what they asked for. It's giving somebody what they deserve before they even can muster up the words. Those are the gifts that people don't forget.
Or something not even physical, just you inviting us yesterday and then letting us like hang on the street and then meet everyone we met, and like that's a gift in itself. It's not like a tangible object.
And it's not, but I understand what you're saying, but in a very realistic way, it is tangible. It's far more tangible than the actual modicum of money. Because I can put some paper with designs on it in your hand, and they mean one thing, yeah. But it's the meaning implied by the person who was in possession of it.
And you say so that's animalistic, like that's an animal tendency.
Oh, no, yeah, we definitely have primal instincts.
But you get like, I feel like you get scared. I get scared of that, like the primal, because that's where anger comes from. That's where like the rage comes from, the like immediate reaction. So you like try to like back away from that.
Right. And another interesting thing is anger and fear. They live in the same place, biologically in the brain. You ever hear that there's a thin line between love and hate?
Yeah.
Love is very close to it as well. So they exist in the same area where the human identifies being in possession of something. You heard? So when you scare people, they immediately resort to, I want to say, a fear-based reaction to essentially protect what they feel is theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that understood, right? How do we operate in this world? We give people indicators of what without us knowing it, willingly and unwillingly. We don't even know that we be doing it half the time. We kind of tell people what we're afraid of. And this is where you can find your true friends, because your friends don't want you afraid of nothing. They constantly reinforce, for you that, you know what? You ain't got to do that. This is us. You ain't got to do that. You heard? Maybe you used to have to do that before, but you ain't got to do that with us. This is us. You heard? We good. We good. That's real friendship. Is consistently reinforcing one another. Because I'm going to tell you something. There are instances that a lot of humans, they very of great benefit to their existence that they didn't have to exist or create social context for how they communicate in like real turbulent environments. Because in real turbulent environments, your intentions always have to be clear with your action as well as your words. Because to leave people to their own devices and make them think based off of your behavior that you lack grace or understanding regarding a mutual undertaking around the wrong people, you will fuck around and get your shit split to the white meat because you wasn't clear about your role. You heard? So communication is very important. And we are not that far from the animal world. And in some respects, the animals are far more intelligent if we take instinct as an intelligent factor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if animals could go in the booth and make records and shit. You heard? Which is something that we love. You feel me? We love music, but we can definitely learn from the calls of the wild.